Hey guys, Carl from Perfect Misplaced. Today I'm taking a preview look at a prototype copy of Mysticana, a foundation deck, from designers Dustin, Dobson, and Jamie Thul, and publisher Button Shy Games. This is marketed as a foundation deck because just like something like a tarot card deck or a normal trump deck, a playing card deck, this is a new deck of cards with unique numbering and symbology that's going to allow you and going to allow designers as well to create and play a variety of new games using this deck. Now, in the core sort of package, right, this is a wallet game from Button Shy, so in true Button Shy fashion, this is an 18-card deck of cards that comes in a wallet. And using just that set of 18 cards, there are 3 games written, rules for 3 games written inside this package. One that is soloable, one that is 2-player only, and one that is 2 to 4 players. So obviously, as a solo channel, I will be taking a look at that solo game called Nine Perils. Before I do that, disclaimer, as a preview copy of this game, or as a preview of this game, I was given advance access to a prototype copy of this game from the publisher. But as always, I will do my best to give you my own honest opinion of the game. With that said, let's head down to the table to see how Nine Perils, the solo game in this set, works, and then I'll meet you back up here to let you know what I think. To set up a game of Nine Perils using the Mysticana deck, first start by giving the deck a shuffle, and then laying out a row of 9 cards on the table. Next, take the center card and flip it face up like that. Next, select a difficulty, and from the deck, deal yourself a number of cards related to the difficulty chosen. So in this case, there are 3 difficulties: beginner, novice, and seer. Beginner starts with 3 cards, novice with 2, and seer with only 1. For this gameplay, I will play out on novice, so you can see a little bit of a challenge, but also so that I don't fail very quickly in the game. So I'm going to deal myself 2 cards, placing the deck down here like that. So Nine Perils is going to play out over a series of turns, and each turn is going to have 3 steps. The first step is going to be peer into the future, which means I'm going to select any of the currently face down cards, flipping it face up to see what it is. Then I will prepare by drawing 1 card from the deck into my hand. And then finally, from my hand, I'm going to do what's called strategizing, which means playing one of my cards from my hand directly below one of the cards in this row. So basically, this game is going to continue playing out in this way until I've placed out 9 cards, and there is a card under each of these cards. And at the end of the game, I'm basically going to be checking each of the peril cards that I've placed a card up against to see whether I have defeated that peril or not. And the way that's going to work is, if I've played a card that is of a higher rank or higher number than the card that's there in the peril row, I will win that sort of challenge, defeating or averting that peril. Except that in every game in Mysticana, there is a sort of ranking system based on the 3 different suits of water, fire, and earth. And in this case, or in all cases, based on what you can see on the back of the card here, water beats fire, fire beats earth, and earth beats water. So in this case, when I'm comparing numbers, the stronger element, if combined together 2 different elements, the stronger of the 2 elements will get a +1 to whatever the rank is. So for example, if I played this card here, this 6 would actually be a 7 because earth is stronger than water. You'll also see that some of the cards, or 1 in each suit, has this symbol. This is replacing the number 1 card, and in each of the Mysticana games, that's avatar was what that mark is called. That avatar card is going to have some kind of unique thing. And in this case, in this game, the avatar card has no rank. If I play it against a card of the same element, that's going to be an automatic tie. If I play it against a card of the stronger element, in this case like that, if this was the peril card and I played this water avatar, I would lose because this element is weaker than that and this has no number to beat. On the same hand, if this had been fire, water is strong against fire. If I played this water avatar against fire, I would automatically win regardless of the fact that this doesn't have a rank. So my goal is to defeat or avert all of the perils in this peril row. And again, if the rank of my card, after adjusting for the strength of elements, is higher than the one showing, I will win it and it will turn face down. If it's weaker than whatever's there, it means I'm of lower rank, then I failed against that peril and I instantly lose the game. And I'm going to be checking from left to right. But there's one more twist, and this is where the game becomes interesting, is that if I'm ever tied, so for example, if I played this card here, I'm going to check here, this is a tie. I will not check the next pairing. So even if I'm losing here, it doesn't matter, because when you tie, you will skip the next peril and go to the one right after that. And then the one right after that, if that was successfully averted, means if you win that matching, then everything, including that tie in between, will also be defeated or averted. So in this case, if I won here, then this would also be a win. And also this tie would be considered a win. But if I lost here, then obviously that's the end of the game. And if I tied here again, so if I tie here and tie here, again I will skip another one going here. And if I won here, then all of those would count as a win. And if for any reason I need to go past this, so for example, if I tied here or here, I would wrap to the other side of the board like that. So that's basically all there is to the game. So let me go ahead and play through my play so you can have an idea, or you can watch how it plays as I play. So the first thing I want to do is I want to turn something over. And I know right now that this green will easily beat that, but that's a waste because that's a 6 and that's a 4. So 7 to 4 is a waste of card. This tie is not a problem if I can win this. So I want to turn this one over for this turn. And there's a 6 water, which is great because my 6 earth will defeat the 6 water because this is the stronger element. Although before I do that, following the steps, because I didn't just now, I'm going to flip one card, draw one card, and now place one card. So in this case, I will do that, which means I don't care what that is. And if I tie here, that's a win. So if I put that there, then that's a win. And that's pretty good because 4 is not a low number for sure. But remember, I'm starting from the left and going across, so I better see what's down here, or I might fail before I get to the stuff that I've set up. So let's go ahead and take a look at this first card, which is a 3 fire. Drawing another card. I could play the water because water beats fire and that avatar would instantly beat that, but a 3 fire is fairly low. I'm just going to play the 4 fire there because I know that I win that. Next one, there is a 6 fire. Flipping a card, and now this is where I want to play that because that's an automatic win against the 6. Flipping the next is a 2 fire. And I might as well play the 2 water because that's now a 3 to 2 and I win. And now this is where things get interesting because if I tie this, I'm skipping this and going to here, and then this setup is not really helping me. So I want to do something there. And that's an avatar fire. Avatar fire is going to automatically lose to any water. So I might as well play a low water there, like that. Then let's peek here. 4 earth, 5 earth. Yeah, I'm doing real well this game because what I'm gonna do is I wanna tie that. 5 ties that because that's stronger than fire. Means this 4 becomes a 5 to 5, I'm tied. Which means I don't care what that is. I'm winning this one, so I'm winning that one. Then I'll look at this card next. Drawing a card. Like that. This is where things get interesting. I mean, I'm going to win anyway, but if I put a 5 there, but then I could put a 5 water there and still beat the green, so it doesn't matter. I was thinking if I put this 5 here to tie, then we'd skip to here and I win, so those win anyway. So I'm in great shape in any case. If I put this 2 here is a stupid mistake. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what I do. Let's do this just to show you how the wraparound works. Then this flips over, there's nothing for me to draw. Ooh, this is interesting. Oh no, that gets skipped anyway. Okay. Then I'm going to place that there, which isn't going to matter. And I place that there like that. And that's the game. So now we go through to see how it worked out. My 4 beats the 3, that peril is averted. My water avatar beats the fire because it's a weaker element, that's averted. This is tied, but this is a stronger element, 3 to 2, that's averted. Weaker element avatar is averted automatically. Now, 5 fire, 4 water, that needs 5 to 5, that's a tie, so we skip that and come here. 6 water, 6 earth, but this is a stronger element, so I avert that, which means then that I also do that one, and I also do that one. Coming here, 5 water to 4 earth. Earth beats water, so that's a tie. So we're going to skip this one to the next one, which is the first one, and the first one has already been averted. So then that one is, and that one is, and like that, I've successfully beaten the game. Now, just because that was a short playthrough and I've got some time, I'm going to play one more time through using the Seer difficulty, which is the highest level of difficulty for the game. So let me reset, and we'll go ahead and get into another gameplay. Okay, then turning over the center card and dealing myself 1 like that. We get started. I can't do anything there. Let's start here. Turning over a card. Water beats fire, but that's a 2 and that's a 4. So that's 3 to 4. I still win that one. Turning over this right here is a 5. All right, that's not good, but a 4 green, earth beats water, that's a 5 to 5, we tie. So I want to see what this is, but I know that this doesn't matter. Then I can win that, but then I have to, but this beats that anyway. Yeah, earth beats water, that avatar beats that 6 easily. This is going to here. Whoops, hold on. First I want to figure out, this is beating, so I want to know what this is. Then that. Any water wins here. This is tied, so I have to win that. So I'm going to put this here. Because water beats fire, 3 becomes 4 to 3, I win. This is a problem. If I play there, I instantly lose. This I don't care. Let's see what this is. Okay, I can win that. And I get a fire. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Then I don't care about winning that. I'm going to skip that. And we'll see what this is. Well, 3 beats that. Like that. Turning this over is a water elemental. I can beat that, but I don't want to. Because, look, winning, tied, skip, winning, winning, tied, skip to there. I have to win or tie here. 5, fire. Fire's strong against this. That means that's a 6 to 6 we tie. This flips over. I don't care because those both get skipped. That burns that. That ties that. Going through 4 fire, 2 water. That's 3 to 4 we win. 4 green to 5. Earth beats water, so that's 5 to 5. We tie, skipping here. Water beats fire because this is stronger against fire. 4 to 3, I win. Which means I win this one, and I win this one. Then here, the stronger element avatar beats the weaker element. Here, that's a tie because the same element avatar. Skipping to here, this is a tie because fire is strong against this. 6 to 6 means I skip back to here, and this one is already done. So this, and this, and this, and this, and that is a win on the Seer difficulty level. So while I'm here, let's take a look at the components. Components here are wonderful. This is Button Shy. Now again, this is a prototype, so this is not Button Shy quality card yet, but this artwork is beautiful. Let me just show you a bunch of these cards up close. I love the way that this game looks. First off, because of the way the Mysticana deck works and this sort of idea of element beats element, every single card on the back shows you that sort of rock, paper, scissors order. Water beats fire, fire beats earth, earth beats water. Really simple iconography that really tells you a whole lot just by looking at the back of the card. And then looking at the front of these cards, just gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. The color scheme is amazing. I love the font choice even. Just the rank and suit, or rank and element looks really cool. I love the way that these look. Huge, huge, huge fan of this deck of cards. I'll talk about it more really in my final thoughts, but it's just really cool to see this deck of cards that's sort of been designed as a deck of cards, like a normal deck of cards, but with their own unique ideas, without a game in mind, and then the games are sort of being built around this deck. That's really, really cool to me. Now, I don't have a copy of the wallet because this is a prototype, but as always, I will show you the picture right there. This is a sort of leather-styled brown wallet with a nice font of the name Mysticana, a foundation deck. Again, foundation deck, meaning that this is a deck created to be able to create other games using this deck. I'll talk again more about that in my final thoughts, but just looking at this wallet, I do like the font style. I do like the way the logo looks with the sparkles, and the text and everything on here looks good. But for me, I'll say this every time, the brown leather wallet's not bad. It definitely fits the theming, but it's kind of a little boring to me. Something mystical and magical and such colorful cards. I would have loved to have seen a punchy, colorful wallet rather than just a brown wallet. But again, this idea of sort of a leather portfolio kind of thing in a fantasy world makes sense, so I don't fault them for it. Just doesn't catch my eye as much as it could, for me at least. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Cards look great. Design of everything looks great. Now maybe back up top and I'll let you know what I think about this game, and more importantly, what I think about this foundation deck system in general. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. This one is going to be an interesting sort of review or final thought section from me, because I first want to sort of just talk about this idea, this system. Mysticana at its core is a foundation deck. It is a new style deck of cards, 18 cards because it's a Button Shy wallet game, but it's a new sort of set of cards designed in such a way that a variety of different games can be played with these cards, but that also designers could then take these cards and create their own new games using these cards. And you'll see, I've got another video coming next week, and you'll see in the Kickstarter campaign for this game, there are also expansions for this. And the way that expansions are going to work for this set is that each expansion will come with an additional 6 cards that are directly designed for the game that the expansion is. And then using those 6 cards in addition to the normal Mysticana deck, you will be able to play another game. So just this idea of setting out to create a new sort of deck of cards that replaces a standard playing card deck, or replaces a tarot deck, or replaces a bunch of these different kinds of sort of slightly changed, slightly thematic decks that have come out for this kind of gameplay, but now done in an 18-card wallet style as Button Shy does, is a very unique undertaking, and I'm really, really, really excited about what I see here. So in this deck, you've got 3 different colors, 3 different suits, basically. They're elements here, fire, water, and earth. And then in each of these suits, there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 card, plus the 1 card is replaced by the avatar, which is the one that has that diamond symbol on it. And depending on the game you're playing, that avatar means something completely different. So it could be a 1, it could be a 7, it could be a non-number, it could have some kind of special power. Whatever it is, it's an interesting twist to the normal 1 to 6 rank or 1 to king rank that you'd normally see in a playing card deck, because now you've got 1 card that's unique every game that you're playing with that deck. And it could just be considered a 1, and it could just be considered a 7. It could be the ace, like a 1 or 11 kind of a situation. Sorry, 1 or 13 kind of a situation. But it doesn't have to be, because it's not a number. It's a symbol, and the symbol can be made to be whatever the designer wants it to be, and I love that. I also love that it's got, with the 3 different suits of fire, earth, and water, it's got this sort of rock, paper, scissors ranking, but it's not that 1 is high and 1 is low, because it's revolving, right? Earth beats water, water beats fire, fire beats earth. So whenever desired, and it seems probably, at least not always, but for most of the games that will be using this deck, that's going to be meaningful in the way that those games are designed and in the way that those games play. So it adds an additional sort of element that a standard deck of cards doesn't have in it, because it's not like hearts beats spades beats clubs and so on. Those are just 4 different random symbols, whereas here those symbols are meaningful, and I do like that. You'll also see that the cards are marked with different kinds of categories. I'm sorry I don't remember both of them offhand, but creatures and something else. It's odds and evens, which adds another potential thing that could be used in some way in a game. And then, of course, with the expansions, the ability to throw in 6 cards of any kind that could be double-sided, could be rotatable, whatever it is. This game, this card set, this foundation deck, offers a wide variety of possibility, and that's what excites me most about this game. So with that said, let's talk about the 1 solo game in this core set, and that is Nine Perils. That is what I showed you 2 playthroughs of in this video. And I'm of a mixed mind about this one. And when I say mixed mind, it doesn't mean I don't enjoy the game. But I've played this game a bunch of times now, only once in the highest difficulty level on camera for you, but I've played it a bunch at the easiest mode and sort of the medium difficulty, and I have yet to lose the game. So I do have a feeling that this game is somewhat easy, but ultimately I don't really care, because to me, this solo game with this sort of standard deck without any kind of additions is almost like a proof of concept for the way that the deck can work. And it's also sort of just a way to get out a card deck and play through a puzzle. And for me, I enjoy this puzzle quite a bit. It's very simple, but it's very interesting in that it forces me to think. Even if I'm going to win every time, I can't just win by turning over a card and placing a card and turning over a card and placing a card. I have to sort of think ahead about what's going to happen. If I set this up and then I get this card and I can't do anything there, I'm in trouble. So I can't just play the best card that I have now. I have to think about what's coming later. And I really enjoy this idea of pairs make me skip a card to the next card, and then whatever happens there is what happens to the previous 2 cards. And if I sort of chain these pairs together, it's only that last comparison that I care about that then controls the results of all of the previous comparisons that I've either skipped or I've tied. And it's a really interesting mechanism to make high-low sort of comparisons mean something extra, because I can potentially place out a card on a face-down card without even really caring what that card is, if I can set it up in a way that I'm skipping that card to win the next one, or skipping to skip to finally win the last one. And that is a very interesting concept. And the way that it ties in the sort of elemental layering, means fire beating earth and earth beating water and water beating fire, to sort of boost the value of the card by 1, and or when you're comparing an avatar card to something else, the numbers no longer matter because the avatar doesn't have a number, and now you really are just looking at the elements, whereas the high element wins, the low element loses, and same element works out into a tie. It really does make this puzzle something that, while it could be difficult, while there is a lot of randomness because it's all from cards being turned over and cards drawn from a randomized deck, there's a lot of mitigation that can be done because of the potential combinations, because of the potential ability to boost the value higher in order to beat the sort of lower element, lower suited element in the comparison, and the ability to skip over cards by sort of intentionally tying on a card to skip over a mistake that you made or something you don't have information for moving forward. So I do really enjoy the thought puzzle that goes into this. I do really enjoy pulling this out and running through the gears. If it always ends up being easy, so be it. This is one I will definitely be playing on medium, or more likely the hardest difficulty level every time I play from now on. But I'm somebody who back in the day played a whole lot of solitaire, both with cards and on the computer. When I was bored and had a deck of cards, I'd pull it out and I'd go through the motions playing until I couldn't win, because most of the times you can't win. But this game is the same idea, whereas if I had these cards sitting around and I'm looking to kill some time, I pull out these cards and I run through this game, only now it's not just sort of the draw and place, draw and nothing, draw and place, draw and nothing kind of solitaire game. There is a lot of thought goes into it. So even if it ends up being easy, it's a fun puzzle to run the gears in my brain to figure out the best path through that puzzle. And it might be that every time it's solvable and it's just the challenge of finding the path that gets you there. That's still a whole lot of fun. So I'm excited about this, but as I said, I'm even more excited about the system and what other games can be made using this deck. And a little bit of a spoiler, a little bit of a hint here. Coming next week, I've got one more video from the set, from the cards that will be available in the Kickstarter campaign. One of the 2 expansions that I've been given access to is a solo-only expansion, and that I will have a separate video coming for later, but I will spoil a little and say expect even more from that one. So definitely stick around till next week. Come back and check that one out if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, because I'm really in love with this system. I had a lot of fun with Nine Perils, but there's even more coming. I hope that this video was helpful for you. Again, this is headed to Kickstarter in a couple of weeks. Check the link down below to go see that campaign. If you did enjoy this video, as always, I do ask that you like, subscribe, and click the bell icon below, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks.